So Caine is gone, and the circus is dark, and now 6 of your favorite characters in animation who spent the entire run of the show are trying to survive and now are alone with nothing left to hide behind. No adventures, no ringmaster, no structure telling them what to do next, just the truth of who they actually are and everything they never dealt with just sitting right in front of them. And that is what episode 9 I feel is walking into, and based on the trailer there's a lot more beneath the circus than most. My name is Purple America, and we're in the episode 9 trailer breakdown. Wow, we've gotten far into this. The trailer opens and someone is revealing something big.
That means...
Based on Ragatha's voice and the context of where the show left off, we'll start off with Kinger, and what he's doing is laying out where the circus actually works, and at a systematic level. The void, wacky time, and the real mechanisms of what escape means in this place. And when it lands, Ragatha responds with everything that you need to know, because Ragatha has been there since around 2008. She's one of the oldest scans in the system and came in right when Kinger was there, and whatever just got said is not new information to her. The reaction is not really shock, it's that of recognition. She already knew something, and this just confirmed the part she spent years convincing herself was not real. The distinction matters more than it seems. And then we get Pomni reaching towards Ragatha, and everything is completely flipped. Episode 1, Ragatha was the one keeping Pomni together, walking her through the circus, being the anchor, being the steady hand for someone who just arrived with no idea what was happening. Now, Pomni is the one extending her hand, and Ragatha is falling apart. And that didn't happen by accident. Pomni has done something internally that Ragatha still has not done yet. She faced something, and the show is communicating that without a single line of dialogue explaining it in that moment. And that is good storytelling, and that's what good storytelling looks like. Gangle and Zooble get a scene together, and honestly, I've been watching this build for like a while now, and the way they hold some like the same emotional space for themselves, you know, the way that Zooble instinctively caught Gangle when everything collapsed in the episode 8, the way Gangle stood up for Zooble when nobody else did, there's something genuine being built between those two. And I think episode 9 goes further with it, and we'll see that, and I think that it earns it. So now to Jax, because this is where it gets real. The trailer shows him with huge dilated eyes and static covering his entire body. And if you've been following my breakdown of episodes 1 through 7, you already know like exactly why this matters. If you've not seen that yet, the link is in the description, because what I'm about to say is going to land a lot harder with that context behind you, so go check that video out. Now, the only time the show has used static as a deliberate visual language was the mind control scene in the fast food masquerade. One character, one moment, was contained right there. And what we're seeing in this trailer is his whole body. Now, that's not a glitch. That is the system flagging something. And when you add that to the fact that every single nightmare and vision Jax has had throughout this entire series has had Caine somewhere in the background, you have to ask yourself why. Why does the ringmaster live in the subconscious of the character who performs cruelty the most consistently? And I said from the beginning that Jax has been altered, and that what reads as personality might actually be modification. And this trailer is the closest the show has actually come to confirming that on screen. Now, Gangle gets a shot where she is clearly blindsided by something, completely in distress, and I want to be upfront about this part, and this part is worth like putting on the table because sometimes I get it right, sometimes I miss the mark. Either something was happening between Zooble and Caine that Gangle never knew about, and she just heard about something from another character that rewrote her understanding of the situation that she thought she had figured out. Episode 8 ended with the censorship gone. Things that could not be said before could be said now, and whatever she just found out, her face says it changed something about her. And now to the scene everyone has been waiting for, the Jax Pomni dilemma. And based on what Ragatha says leading into what we see...
Have you ever done something that you regret?
We're getting a Ribbit backstory, and I've been sitting on this like since episode 5. Jax and Ribbit have been in the same dynamic that Jax and Pomni might have right now. The same push and pull dynamic, the same cruelty covering something real underneath. And we already know from episode 8 that In his nightmare, Pomni appeared alongside Ribbit as someone tearing him apart, and that means she already matters to him at a level he never really acknowledged out loud. My theory is that Jax either directly talked Ribbit out of trying to escape, or downplayed it, or said something that shut the door before it could open, and he did her wrong, and he knows it. And now he's watching the same pattern start with Pomni, and he cannot stop that because the grief underneath never getting to process it when it happened the first time. It just became the performance you see every single episode. Now, the last thing I'd like to say is the only real exit in the system is the void, and that's my opinion. It's not a button, it's not a deal, and it's not some type of override in the system. Jumping into the void either deletes the file completely or corrupts it past the point to where the system can never reclaim it. And we see this with the whole wacky time dilemma. If you didn't know about that, go back to my video. I just made one on that, so go ahead and check that out too. It'll be in the card. And what's on the actual other side of that, right? Nobody inside the circus can know until they choose it. My two predictions for how this all ends goes as so. Either we get a cut to real life where we see someone outside of the scan and outside of the building, which confirms everything we've been speculating about, or the screen just goes dark and stays dark, and the audience sits in the same uncertainty the characters were standing in when they had to choose. And honestly, the second one for me would be the most honest ending that this show could have. And I think Gooseworx is honest enough to go there. So the second option is where I feel we're going in episode 9 after Caine is deleted. You know, the circus is going to be breaking apart. The characters are going to stand in the wreckage of everything that they never really dealt with. And the finale is an hour and 38 minutes long, right? So the cast read out the script and cried. Grab your popcorn and get ready to go to the movies, because this is about to be something none of us are fully prepared for. We might even cry. So I'll see you on the other side of this in June. Y'all stay safe.